Welcome back, my friends. Well, it's time to sort my leeks out, and I was very fortunate to stumble upon 12 pots. These are 30 litres, so there's about 25 litres of compost in each of these pots. And if you remember, there was a pile of compost down there. I was going to mix that with wood chips, etc., just to bulk out, but I was lucky enough to get this. Now, this row has had a couple of handfuls of multi-purpose in it. The middle row is actually what we found, and this is what it looks like in its raw state. Now they've actually taken out the roots out of this, and there's very little debris by the time I've got my hands in there and mixed it up. I've added to this, I've rejuvenated it using 1 litre of compost bin and 1 litre of Comfrey, because I've got that surplus more than the rest because of my magic mix and the amount I use on my giant vegetables. So I'm going to do a few bits to these, and then we'll get the leeks split and popped into these pots. Don't know whether it'll work or not, but it's better than having the allium leaf moth get them where they normally get planted. That should just rejuvenate, give it an extra bit in there. This has already had the tea in. Now these bags, they just need a little bit of stirring about. Very little root system in here, so it doesn't look like it was a very good grow. Actually, I'll have the plant foods first. That's the Comfrey. Compost bin. I would normally do this several days before, like I've done these, but just for reference for myself, so I can remember what I've done. So I'm going to finish these off now, and I'll bring you back. Right, so let's get the leeks and see what they look like and how they part, and how I actually separate the leeks. So these are the container grown leeks in a flower bucket. They're not quite pencil thick, but they'll do. Now, I don't normally do very well with leeks because of the leaf miner, the onion leaf miner. And this time, if the roots are quite big, I'm going to cut the roots off, and I'm going to take a little bit off the tops. See if that makes any difference, but if I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it. But this is just a different method this time, and I'll probably leave them on plot 1 instead of taking them to plot 3 where I normally get my problems. So I'm not overly sure how well they'll come out of the bucket. You can see the root system there. Now normally, if I was on plot 3, I would have the hose pipe round them. and blast them off. I might have to change the water. I think I'll just change the water, guys. I'm never going to be able to have a wash in that later. Let's try again. So I'm going to be looking for the better ones, any that I haven't particularly damaged for now. But I will be just trimming them, putting them on top of these pots, and then seeing how many I can get into a pot and how many, just really pick the best ones once I've sorted them all out. So I'm going to get on with that. So having a looking at that now, I'm going to put 6 in a pot, and I'm going to use the dibber that I won from London Worms to make the holes, hopefully. The roots will wash down when we put the water in. That's why I'll just damp the top down, guys, as well, because we don't want the soil falling in. I'm not going to be able to fill the holes with water because it's very, very porous. Just going to settle those roots down towards the bottom. So I'll get on with that, guys. So that's those all in. Now the ideal of the holes is to stop bits getting into the actual leeks, but by the time I've moved these, they're going to collapse anyway. I will be careful, but that's the idea. I don't mind a bit of soil. I've been eating enough soil off the strawberries. Excellent. So that's that done. So let's have a look what's different on both allotments and what's new. Potato in a bucket of stones, small seed versus big seed. The cake that was drying out got a big thunderstorm, so now it's going to be a liquid feed. The cake around the tomatoes has shrunk, so I'm going to have to try better and probably just use it as dry it out properly in the right conditions. That shrunk is not going any good, but we'll see. I shall leave it where it is. Trying. This was free, this was left on the side of the road, so I kindly picked it up. My new pump is running it, and I'll do a separate video on that later on. The potato I replanted after taking the first harvest has recovered well. 4 punnets of strawberries a day, I just can't cope. My son's loving them though. Potato tower challenge, I think I've killed it. Broad beans now are coming on really well. Babette was asking a question about how tall do these actually get or they keep flowering. So we're now just under 5 foot. Here in the UK we are plagued with black fly, so a lot of the time we need to take those tips out to get rid of the infestation. They love the fresh new growth. I bought 2 new 12-volt pumps, and I'll be showing this new water system in a future video. My winning sunflower is doing quite well, but it's got a long way to go. The flowers have now started on the peas, so I'll be removing this netting and getting the others sown into the or put into the ground as soon as I can. All the worm castings now have been removed from the wormery, and they are now around all my giant veg. I have been removing all the heads off the heavy chilies, the seed pods, heads, fruits. I wanted to get to a reasonable height, and then I'll select one good one on each plant for the show at Malvern. I'm just experimenting, trying a celery in my liquid plant food mix, and the roots are already coming out of the pot into the liquid. It's not showing any signs of distress at the moment, so I'll keep you updated on that. Courgette, zucchini, getting a few flowers but no fruits at the moment. Really pleased with the growth on the parsnips. These are the giants, heavies, so we need to get these peas out the way so they get as much light as we can. Strawberries up the side of the polytunnel in that little space, doing really well. Seem to like it here, and it doesn't look like the birds have found these at the moment. We're still up the side of the polytunnel, and that definitely doesn't look like a strawberry, so we'll leave that in and see where it grows. The indoor carrots are well, doing too good. And they're starting to bulk out nicely. Hopefully they won't bolt and go to seed in here, but we'll see. Can always take them outside. The bunches on the grapevine are just started to bulk out, so it'll soon be time to decide which ones stay and which ones go. As you can see, there are far too many here, and I'm going to space them out at about 1 foot apart for now. Just before I started recording this video, I noticed that I'd still got one that I hadn't uploaded. That was the radish reveal and the 10-11 month old carrots, so that will be posted after this one, because this video will take about 8 hours to upload. So I'll upload the radish one, the reveal and carrots in the week, but that video will already have been a week old. Happy gardening to you all. Thank you very much for your support, questions, comments, encouragement, and it'll be interesting to see how my leeks do this year. The chard in the middle of the screen is going to seed. I'm going to let it go to seed and see if I can start saving my own seed more often. Till next time, my friends, ta-ra for now. Don't forget to pop by and see London Worms, and thank you to him for the prize of Dibber. And don't forget to go and pop and visit Babette.